guest today is a songwriter, engineer, and a recording artist who, with his unique music style, shows his versatility, touching on different genres like hip hop, indie pop, and even rap, constantly being praised as resembling iconic musical artists such as Sway Lee and The Weeknd. Our guest looks to change the world through his catchy choruses and jaw-dropping melodies. Without further ado, let's welcome Sammy. Hi, Sammy. How you doing?
How's it going, man? Everything's pretty good, man. I appreciate you having me on.
No problem. Thanks for coming on the podcast. We appreciate you as well. So, Sammy, before we kind of dive into the podcast, would you mind unpacking a little bit about yourself, what you do, where you're from, more about your background to our audience?
Yeah, of course, of course. So I currently live in Philadelphia. I was, born and raised kind of in like the New York City area, like right outside of that. So, kind of influenced by that whole, scene. I actually started making music about 3 years ago, but, really started diving into it within the past 6 months. And, it's crazy, man, because like music, my whole life, it was always something that made me extremely happy. There's literally no better feeling than listening to a song and, it touching your soul. But like the main reason I got into music, which, we'll probably touch on a little later too, is like, a lot of people relay their emotions through their music. For me, it was like a traumatic experience in my life. So about 3 years ago, when I initially started, I was actually really sick at the time. The doctors didn't really know what was going on with me. I went to probably like 15 doctors trying to figure out what was going on and no answer. No one would really help me. I went to the hospital one night because something crazy happened. Like it literally felt like my body was going to shut down 24/7. And, it was a bunch of crazy stuff, thoughts going in my mind, man. It was all like, they tried to tell me it was all mental and everything and crazy. And dude, nothing would make me feel better. And then one day, I always loved to sing. I always loved to make music, but never actually like got to the microphone and like tried to actually record music. So, one day I sat down, I tried it, I always like wrote songs before, but never actually went for it. And then I just remember in my college dorm room making like this awesome chorus. And I just was so proud of myself and like knew this is something that I want to continue to do. And it's crazy to say, man, because like, a lot of people are sick out there. A lot of people dealing with mental issues. It's crazy because like doing one thing that makes you extremely happy, whatever that is, if it's working out, if it's making music for me, or if it's, making food for someone else, one thing that makes you happy, like changes your life forever.
So is it correct to say this is like kind of one of your saviors and an outlet, that kind of brings passion and happiness to your life?
Yeah, it's literally safe to say that like music for me is like my savior. Like I always like to tell people that music saved my life, because if it wasn't for music, I would be in a totally different position today, like mentally, physically, everywhere.
So why, I know you kind of more on the rap side. So why especially you chose the rap kind of music?
Yeah, I do say I do some rap as well. I wouldn't say it's like specifically rap just because like, there is singing, there is like choruses and melodies, but just, that genre is something that I grew up loving, like the hip hop, rap, pop culture. And for me, I feel like, it's almost just like me listening to music growing up, finding what I loved, kind of trying to like, obviously people don't hear that from my first song, but like mimicking their styles at first when I started to make music, and then branching off. And I feel like bringing everything together. Like you listen to my song, Will I, the chorus, you could say, oh, that chorus is like indie pop. And then the second verse, you could say, oh, that's straight rap. And then the first verse, you could be like, oh, it's a little bit of like hip hop with rap elements tossed in. So, I feel like everyone tells me something different. I feel like there's a lot of versatility there, but when it comes to everything, it's all about kind of what you surrounded yourself before you started out and kind of what like your influence are, because whatever you're doing, you got influences, probably I got influences the same way. It's just something that kind of molded me to be who you are, but obviously it's important to break off into your own style too.
That's great. That is absolutely correct. You got to have your own identity. So let me ask you a couple of things. Number one, who is an artist you look up to, who you want to be like?
Man, it's crazy to say that because a lot of people ask me that question a lot, and I have artists that definitely helped me get started in making music, but I can't even sit down right now and think of like an artist that I specifically want to be like as a whole.
Like someone you admire the most and someone you like the style, and what,
yeah.
when I grew up, I just want to sing like this person.
Yeah, of course. So I mean, not as much as a person in terms of music. I don't know if you know who Juice World is. He passed away and everything, but this was an artist when I first started out. I would literally sit down in my room and like analyze all of his lyrics, all of his methods, and I would try to get my music to sound exactly like him. And like, if you listen to his music, you could probably like hear some, you know, some relation in terms of that. In terms of like a person, I mean, obviously I know there's a lot of controversy with Kanye West. Everybody always sees that. But in terms of just, you know, an entrepreneur, in terms of a person who like rose to the top, that's someone in terms of that standpoint I would love to be like, because, you know, he's a guy who doesn't put out a song unless he's 100% proud of it. You know, obviously sometimes he goes too far with some things he says and all that, but in terms of like a being, like that's who I want to be, like someone who's always constantly putting out good stuff and like rising to the top, because, you know, he's always at the top of the game.
So let me ask you, Sammy, if I wanted to ask you this, in what ways does Sammy intend to make a difference in the music industry? What would the answer be?
I just want to touch people and connect with people without being fake. So honestly, like I've been around the music industry for a long time, and not even in that industry, just in general, man. Like so many people in this world, they're just fake, you know. They blow up, they try to be someone they're not to blow up. You know, I see it on like TikTok every day and stuff. And I don't want to like, I never want to like change who I am right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if it's going to blow up, right? I just want to keep doing what I'm doing, you know, just be gentle with it, keep it going, just stick with my personality. Like, dude, look what I'm wearing. Like I wear a sweatshirt and a hoodie. That's my style. Like, I don't want to ever be the guy who's wearing like a bunch of crazy like stuff, or like renting a Lamborghini for a video just to like blow up and look cool. Like I'll never be that, you know. Like I just want to touch people and like just praise people to be who they are, you know, and not be fake. You know, a
That's
lot of
an
people, you can't look at it in this world and be like, oh, like I want to be like him. Like no, like that's not even who he is. Like it's a fake person. So I just want to like touch people, hopefully connect to them with my story. Like I like the other day, I remember someone was telling me they heard Will I and they were going through something similar, and you know it connected to them. So like in that standpoint, man, I'm already doing what I love, and I'm already like succeeding in that standpoint. So just to expand more, you know, just keep doing it.
So I mean, it's great you brought up your new album, the new song "Will I." I want to touch base on that. So let me ask you a couple of things. Number one is, what inspired you to come up with this song? Um, Part two is, what do you expect? What are your expectations in terms of how it should be perceived and how it is being received by the audience so far?
Yeah, of course. So like I was saying before, that kind of traumatic thing,
Mm-hmm.
and the traumatic experience 3 years ago. So basically, you know, the Will I is kind of like the middle point of me getting over that and kind of transitioning into more positive times. So
Mm-hmm.
that it's kind of like the 50-50, like me in the middle. It's like, will I do this or will I do that? And that's what you hear through the song. Is like, am I going to rise to the top, or am I just going to, you know, quit and go back down? So, you know, the song is honestly what I like to tell people is it's a conversation with myself in the tough times that
Mm-hmm.
I was going through. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you're either gonna surpass that and, you know, stop being a little baby about it, or you're gonna fall back down, unfortunately, which a lot of people do. So like hopefully that's a song that I could connect with people. It's, you know, if you're stuck in the middle and you're almost there, but you're not quite there, man, like transition to better times instead of, you know, trying to fold back down to like hardship.
So let me ask you, Sammy. Then, so far, what has been the response from the people who have listened to your song "Will I"?
It's honestly incredible. Like I don't know if you see my Instagram page, but every Wednesday we post like fan appreciation posts. Like I have yet to receive somebody that has told me like this song sucks or whatever. And obviously I wouldn't care if people say that, because the amount of positivity and appreciation I've got behind it so far is just like amazing, in terms of people saying like I truly, but like the other day I got a message from someone that said, I truly believe in you, you're gonna make it. Like those are the messages that like make my day so much. Every single day, like I feel like I'm getting a new message from someone that says, I love your song, like we should work together. And it's just like the little messages like that are great. Obviously it's just a matter of, you know, I'm confident in the music, and I'm telling you, like production standpoint, everything, it's only going to get better from here. But now it's just more of a matter of like expanding my audience and just getting heard, because, you know, that's the toughest part about it. You know, you're confident in the music. You know, I think I'm better than some people who might have bigger fan base than me. It's just a matter of, you know, doing it right.
So,
It's
so
not the end of the world. Like I'm doing what I love as well. I put out like a song that I was proud of, and if I have 5 people who like it and come to me who I don't know, like that's awesome as it is.
I mean, it's great though. I heard your song "Will I," and I like to pay attention to the lyrics,
Yeah.
uh, because there is always a way of expressing yourself. And
Mhm.
I had this feeling like I didn't know about your life story, but I had this feeling that this is something that's deep in your heart, and you're trying to resonate that with the audience in order to connect with them on a personal level.
Yeah, 100%. I appreciate that.
So let's talk about a couple of things. So now you have two more upcoming new hit singles, Goosebumps and Over Again. Let's talk
Yes.
about that. When do you expect them to come out, and give us a little bit of chime us on those two songs, what they're about and so forth?
Yeah, no problem. So Goosebumps is probably going to be, I haven't decided if they're going to be released together yet, most
Hmm.
likely separately, but this is going to come, when the warmer weather comes, like more springtime, summertime.
Hmm.
Goosebumps and Over Again, definitely more happy, vibey songs, like upbeat. The choruses I came up with, I'm very, very proud of, probably even
Hmm.
better than The Lie. But, Goosebumps is just about, I don't even want to tell people too much because when it comes out, I
just
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 want
give
people.
them just give them a hint. It's okay, you don't have to, but at least kind of that creates kind of anticipation, and people are excited, and will wait.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, Goosebumps is more of, so obviously if you heard Will I, it's more of like a sad song, but it's
Hmm.
still upbeat and everything. In terms of Goosebumps, it's more about, like finding somebody you really love in terms of like a relationship, finding someone, but you're so stuck in the past from bad times, you don't like understand it. So,
Hmm.
if you're so stuck in the past from your girlfriends you had, or girls that you talked to in the past that are toxic and crazy, you finally find a girl who gives you goosebumps, and you don't know, like, you never had that feeling before. So that's basically what the song's about. Over Again, it's more of like a party song, like a crazy like boppy song. That one's pretty cool. It's definitely like a little bit of a different vibe of me, but still like a really catchy chorus and everything. So I hope that I really think people are gonna love those two a lot. And like my manager that I work with, she thinks the same thing. She's like, you release Will I think when you release Goosebumps and Over Again, it's gonna take you to the next level. So
So, Sammy, take us back a little bit here. I want audience to understand how, if they want to break through in this career, like you work with the manager. So, how does that come along? Where do you record? Do you have any affiliation with any label company?
Mhm.
Break us down a little bit, from the beginning to the point where a song is kind of produced. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, of course. So I mean, I'll tell you from the beginning. A lot of people out there do it themselves, but if you have one person by your side, it makes all the difference. So, I was doing it myself for a while. I never released a song. I got my manager who I'm working with now. She helps tremendously in terms of running my social media page, helping me with ideas. I've actually had like two record labels reach out to me. I think they're like pretty small. There's nothing that I really followed up on, but in terms of recording, a lot of people have home studios. Man, like you got a mic right now. It's all about the equipment and everything. I started out with like decent equipment. I got some pretty good home equipment right now. I'm blessed ever since I started released Will I. Now I have the opportunity to work in like a professional studio in Philadelphia, which is awesome because, like I said, for the next two songs, the production's only going up. But it's not easy. All I'll tell people out there is if they're starting when you're making music is that no matter what you have, if you have a bad mic, you have a bad setup, there's always a way to like make something amazing. If you have confidence in yourself and you're talented, but you don't have the equipment, I'm telling you right now, there's always a way to do something for very limited cash that will take you to the next level. It's not easy though. Like everyone has a different style, everyone does something different. For me, I'm just blessed to have a lot of great connections and people around me that give me the opportunity to record in the studio or like be able to get this equipment for a home studio. Or that's basically it, and opportunities are going to keep on coming as you go.
So, Sammy, also, I have this question. So, when you try to compose a song, just say, for example, Will I? Now, you came up with the lyrics first, and then how do you decide what kind of music goes with it? Or do you do a little bit of lyrics, you go find music, you blend
Yeah.
that in? How does that work?
So the process, and it's actually pretty cool. So I'm working with a producer right now. He lives in Europe, who contact me online and everything. Basically, what he does is he sends me the music first, like the beat, if you know like a
Okay.
beat and all that.
Okay.
And then after he sends me the beat, I listen to it a few times and I come up with lyrics on the spot. So a lot of people like to write stuff down. I'm against writing down lyrics. I like to hear a beat and something will come to my head immediately. So the Will I chorus and all those
Hmm.
lyrics, I'm big in, they came to my head immediately. I recorded it on my phone and then I hopped in the studio and just sent it. So in terms of that, yeah. Other times, I'll be like for Over Again. It's funny. I was in the shower. I didn't have a beat or anything. I was in the shower and I just thought of a chorus in my head. I was like, no, this is like an awesome chorus, but I don't have a beat to it. So I contacted my I contacted my producer, and I just recorded the chorus, and he made a beat specifically for the chorus. So, it could go either way. Obviously that's a little harder because not everyone just has a producer to work with, but it's cool. I sent him the chorus for Over Again, and he sent me an awesome beat back, and we just work from there.
So, Sammy, I mean, as we all know, music is a very competitive industry. So, uh, do you have a strategy or a plan how you want to break through and make a name for yourself?
Yeah, of course. And honestly, what I think is when you worry about breaking through too much, then it doesn't go your way. Like I said, I'm just having fun with it, looking to grow. But you don't have to go too crazy with it all the time. My plan right now is hopefully spring, summer. We're gonna be looking for a lot of performances. Hopefully, doing get some stage time and perform for people because that's an awesome way. Other than that, just keep on making great music. Reaching out to people. That's the best part. Like I said, I got some good connections in LA and all that through my brother. So hopefully, when I get him to show him some of my further music and all that, my brother, like it's all up from there. After the first song, this was just like the stepping point just to get my name out there a little bit. And now that people know me, it's just all about just getting my name out there even more. Because when you're confident in the music, all you got to do is just put that out there to people. And if they like it, they'll listen. It's not always easy, but it's hard to
doable.
say. Yeah. Like the plan right now is just, continue what I'm doing with new stuff. Like we got a plan for the next year ahead. Like, all right, this is when we're releasing this song. We're going to do performances in these months upcoming. We're going to call people. We're going to continue to get podcasts. We're going to continue to reach out to blogs, YouTube channels, like all that stuff. Because that's all it is. And then when you grow even more and get more following, that's when even the bigger people want to work with you. It goes for everything.
Sammy, touch base with us a little bit about your appearances. So, do you have any upcoming appearance, and uh, what's the strategy around getting an appearance? Because I think that's a great way for you to kind of expose your talent to people in person.
You're talking about like performances, like performing on a stage.
Yes,
Okay.
that is
Yeah.
correct. Performance.
So, I mean, basically the way that goes, there are some places that offer, you submit your song near
Mhm.
me. A lot of places submit your song and you could have the opportunity to come and perform, like already a set up audience who usually comes every week. There's a few things like that. So it's just a matter of reaching out to them. Other places, especially when you're starting out, you reach out to clubs, you reach out to bars.
Mhm.
And if you have a little following and you could bring people to them and you could perform on that stage that night, because they'll let you perform. And if you bring a good following that increases their sales too, people buying drinks and all that, they're gonna want you to
Right.
keep coming back. So it's a matter of reaching out to the small bars and stuff first. When you get that following and everything, and you kind of build your brand and build your image around the area that you're in. For me, Philadelphia. Man, after that, it's just people are gonna want you. Like I'm telling you, your name gets out there pretty quick from performances, and like that's honestly one of the most important things you could do. That's an amazing thing you can do to get your name out there.
So, Sammy, where do you see yourself 3 to 5 years from now? If I was to being realistic.
Yeah, being realistic, no doubt. 3 to 5 years, I see myself having definitely a bigger image. If I continue to do what I'm doing right now, I started like 3 months ago releasing it and we're still growing. Like if I continue to do exactly what I'm doing, I don't doubt that I'll have, over 10,000 followers on Insta. I don't doubt that, people are going to like know my name and all that. And like, I don't doubt that I'm going to have a pretty big following and just like be doing what I love. Man, it's hard to plan like 3 to 5 years, but if my goals, not planning in terms of just goals, having 10,000 followers, that's a milestone. Getting 1 million streams on one song, like that's a milestone.
Mhm.
Like I see that happening in 3 to 5 years if I don't give up and keep working every day like I should. And this goes for anyone in the music industry. If you work at it every day, you're gonna get better, and people are gonna like admire you.
So, how much does it take away on a daily basis your time? I mean, you just said like you have to continuously kind of do it on a daily basis. Do you devote a lot of time on a daily basis to this, something like this, or how
Mhm.
chime us in,
Yeah.
please?
So daily basis, I would say I work around, and I don't even know the time adds up. If we're talking about the straight time, like I'll sit down every night and work for 2 hours straight, and then throughout
Oh,
the day,
okay. Okay.
I'll do a bunch of little things as well. So whether it's trying to figure out a verse or a chorus for a new song, reaching out to playlists because playlisting is one of the most important things. Getting on playlists on Spotify, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's that, whether it's, figuring out promotions, whether it's, talking with my manager and figuring out a game plan for the next day. That's all it is. And there's a lot of social media stuff right now, making videos, just trying to get people interested.
Okay. So a couple of things I wanna talk about, before we wrap this up. So if it wasn't for music, where would you be now?
It's
That's
crazy. If it was, yeah, if it wasn't for music, I'll tell you, I'd be in a totally different major in school. I'd probably be doing something I absolutely hate just for the money aspect. And I'd probably be like an accounting major or something, doing something that like I never want to do for the rest of my life. And like I said, like I'm the type of guy, I don't want to live an average life. I want to do what I love for the rest of my life. So if it wasn't for music, safe to say, like I would probably be 100% different person than I am today. It'd be 180. Like it's not even funny. It's crazy when you think about it.
and how supportive has your family been in this endeavor of yours?
It's that's something pretty crazy. So the thing is, I released my first song. My family barely knows I make music.
Really?
Yeah, and like I said, something that I've been trying to overcome, which I've overcame a lot recently, is just telling people that I make music. And obviously, I know it's really important to tell people that you make music. It's just a scary thought sometimes, telling people, thinking you're gonna be judged. But I'm telling you right now, I have overcome that. Like, dude, I've been making music for 3 years. I didn't tell anyone I made music for 3 years. My friend that manages me, she knows. I just recently told all of my friends as soon as my first song came out, and just like a lot of people important to me. My family is like the last person. My mom and my brother, is the last people. And it's once I get my brother on boat, like I said, he has great connections. It's game over.
So what was your
It's
sorry to
not.
interrupt.
What'd you
What
say?
was the reaction of your parents when they heard your song Will I?
They didn't hear it. That's the thing. I didn't tell them.
Okay.
They haven't heard it. Yeah.
They still don't know yet.
Nah. I assume that they're gonna support me no matter what and like it. My friends, when they heard it, they were like, "Dude, this is awesome!" Like they loved it. But that is the final stepping stone. Is telling my mom and my brother. It's not easy. It's regardless for a lot of people. Even the producer I work with right now, he's like, I heard you talking, and I have the same problem sometimes too. It's kind of like I have this passion. It's just a matter of expressing it. But I'll tell you, I've come a long way in terms of just like expressing it. Like, it's a part of me. I don't care what people think about me anymore. It's just, that's obviously the hard. It's easy to tell people and everything, but when it comes to your parents and your family, it's not always so easy.
So Sammy, let me ask you one thing. So would you like to give a little bit of kind of taste to our audience about your Will I song? You can take the mic away from here, and if you want to sing.
No, I'm not gonna sing. My voice is a little messed up right now. It has been for the past week. I had a little cough and everything. I'm not gonna give anyone performance, but what I will tell you to do is go listen to Will I. Everybody always tells me that my voice is so much different than my singing voice and my like song voice and everything.
Really?
Everybody always tells me the way I talk and everything, like my regular voice right now is like, they think I sound so much different than when I'm actually recording.
So Sammy, tell our people where can they find your music, Will I? What platforms is your music available right now for them to listen to?
Yeah, so you can just look up Sammy Ave, so it's SAMMY space AVE. I'm basically on every single platform you could think of. Instagram is like my main thing. Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. You could basically find me everywhere. Obviously, releasing your first song is always hard, but a lot of stuff in the works in terms of videos, and the next 2 songs people are gonna love. But yeah, just look up Sammy Ave anywhere, and I'm the guy who will pop up hopefully.
So actually we will put all the links of your social media platforms also in the description of this video, so people can actually click on that and also get a chance to listen to your song. Last question before we wrap this up, Sammy. You are young, you're upcoming, you have a bright perspective, bright approach to the future. What is your message to the audience who are watching this podcast?
My message to the audience is that if you have something you love, you can make a career out of it. Like I see people every day who are doing stuff in like college and all that they don't necessarily love. You like exercise, you like music, there's always going to be a career out of it. There's no point of doing something you're not going to like, because I feel like it's just a waste of a life at that point. So, just do what you love, and there's always a way you can incorporate that into a career and be happy with it. So, just run with it at that point.
Well, Sammy, I personally want to thank you for this, and we would love to have you back. Once you, as I said, a couple of years down the line, when you're famous, uh, we would love to have you kind of, back on the podcast so people can see your growth. Where you started February 2022, where you are February 2024, so they can see, as you say, you must believe in yourself and you should do what you love.
Mhm.
uh, uh, I'm I mean, you seem very optimistic, and I appreciate that quality. So, uh, Sammy, thanks again for being with us. We want, from our side, we want to wish you all the very best. If there is something we can do for you, we are always there for you to help you succeed. And once again, thanks a bunch.
I
Good luck with
appreciate that.
everything.
The same for you, Sid, man. We're in this together. The beginning stuff I'll never forget. So I appreciate you giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, my man. Good luck with everything.
All right,
Bye bye.
thank you. Have a great day.